What if the snack you just enjoyed is silently robbing calcium from your bones, making them brittle and increasing your risk of a painful, life-altering fracture? This isn't just about statistics. This is about protecting your ability to live life on your own terms, to travel, to play with your grandkids, to stay independent. The frightening reality is that after age 60, the cells in your body start dissolving bone faster than you can rebuild it, and you don't feel a thing until it's too late. Three common foods are turbocharging this silent process. We are here to uncover these three silent thieves and show you how to safeguard your mobility immediately. The core problem isn't necessarily a lack of calcium in your diet. The real issue is absorption and retention. Many seniors faithfully take their calcium and vitamin D supplements, but three common foods we're about to reveal actively sabotage your body's ability to use that calcium, making your expensive supplements a total waste of time and money. These foods don't just interfere, they trigger a process called bone resorption, where your body starts breaking down existing bone material to compensate for mineral loss caused by the food. We will show you which specific foods are creating this imbalance, turning your dinner table into the enemy of your independence. Ooh, we're not just here to scare you with vague threats, but to empower you with specific solutions. We won't just name the foods, we'll show you the safe, bone-protecting swaps that instantly stop the mineral drain. But first, wait till you hear why the first food, a classic, convenient comfort item often eaten mindlessly every single day, is such a silent killer. The truly surprising part is that this food group doesn't interfere with your vitamin D or calcium absorption directly. Instead, it forces your body to create an urgent chemical buffer, and the only place your body can quickly get the necessary materials for that buffer is from the calcium stored in your bones. Now, for the first category of bone destroyers. This food group is so addictive we consume it not just at meals, but constantly, mindlessly, as a snack. It's the king of mineral leaching because the hidden volume of sodium in these convenient foods is what your body desperately tries to flush out, and that flushing process is what pulls calcium from your bones. I'm talking about the entire world of salty, packaged snacks and processed meats. Think chips, pretzels, crackers, frozen dinners, cold cuts, and bacon. This is the food group you eat to relax, yet it's the primary source of a chemical, sodium, that directly forces your body to sacrifice its skeletal strength. Let's get specific about why sodium is such a villain here. You were told to reduce salt for blood pressure, which is true, but high sodium intake has a direct, devastating impact on your bone density, and here is how. When your kidneys try to excrete that extra sodium, which they must do to maintain balance, they take calcium along for the ride. The more salt you eat, the more calcium you flush out through your urine. Since your body must keep the calcium concentration in your blood absolutely stable for muscles and nerves to function, it has only one place to go for an urgent, immediate refill: your bones. It's a simple, undeniable tax on your skeleton, proven by science. For every 2,300 milligrams of sodium you excrete, you may lose about 40 milligrams of calcium, directly accelerating bone loss. Think about poor Mary, a viewer who wrote to us from Arizona. Mary was trying her best. She had already stopped drinking soda and switched to skim milk for her calcium. But every afternoon, she would settle down for a comfortable hour of TV with a huge bowl of salty pretzels and a few slices of packaged deli meat for protein. She had several unexplained falls, and her doctor couldn't figure out why her bone density scans kept declining so rapidly. She was trying to be healthy, but that comforting, habitual handful of salty packaged food was constantly triggering her kidneys to flush out the very calcium she needed. Day after day, hour after hour, this silent drain was systematically weakening her bones until she finally realized the simple, direct connection. Her daily comfort snack was sabotaging her safety. Now, for the life-saving fix. How much sodium is too much, and what is the safe, low-sodium swap you can make today? The general limit for sodium to protect your heart and bones is around 1,500 milligrams per day. That is a tiny, tiny amount. The problem is that many frozen meals or fast food items contain that entire amount in just one serving. So, your most important action is to read the label. Look for products marked low sodium or no added salt. And for that habitual afternoon comfort snack, you need a replacement strategy. Immediately swap those salty chips, crackers, and deli meats for safe alternatives. This means raw, unsalted nuts, seeds, or air-popped popcorn with minimal salt, so you satisfy the crunch without the calcium drain. Making this simple swap instantly takes away the tax collector on your skeleton, protecting your bones from the inside out. Now we move to the second major bone destroyer. This food is in many kitchens, often hiding in plain sight, and it surprises people because it seems like a simple beverage. It's a favorite drink for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and sometimes you consume a massive daily volume of it without thinking. This food group's entire purpose is to create a fizzy, acidic kick that is highly refreshing, but that acid, often a chemical known as phosphoric acid, is what directly attacks your bone structure. This is the category of drinks that creates a metabolic acid attack inside your body, and your bones are the only shield your body has to neutralize that acid. The second bone destroyer, the one that accelerates bone decay through acid, is the entire category of dark colas and fizzy drinks. These beverages contain that high concentration of phosphoric acid, which rapidly lowers your body's pH, pushing it toward an acidic state. Your body is smart, and it will do anything to maintain a neutral balance. It recognizes the acid as an immediate threat and frantically scrambles for an alkali, a base, to neutralize it. The cheapest, fastest, and most abundant base material the body has is calcium carbonate, the hard, mineralized structure of your bones. And where is that stored? In your bones. So every time you reach for that soda, your body is forced to sacrifice a tiny bit of your skeleton to save itself from the acid. It's a trade-off that costs you your long-term independence. Let's simplify that chemical process so it's crystal clear. Think of your bones as your body's calcium bank account. Every meal and supplement is a small deposit. Remember, sodium was a tax collector, taking small daily fees. Acid is an emergency debt collector. When you introduce excessive acid into your system from a dark soda, that acid acts like a sudden, unexpected emergency debt collector. Your body panics and decides it needs an immediate withdrawal of alkaline calcium to keep the vital organs, like your heart, running. It doesn't wait for your next meal or supplement. It goes straight to the biggest, fastest source, the calcium bank account in your bones, and takes what it needs, accelerating the erosion process. Day after day, that seemingly harmless fizz is making unauthorized structural withdrawals from your skeleton. Wait, you don't even need to drink the soda to get this dangerous acid. This is the surprising twist. Many packaged sauces, instant soups, processed cheese, and pre-made desserts hide this same dangerous acid. These manufacturers use phosphate additives to improve texture, preserve color, or keep ingredients from caking. When these phosphate additives hit your body, they create the exact same pH imbalance as the dark soda, triggering that same emergency debt collector on your bones. You must look for ingredients with phos in the name next time you are in the grocery aisle, like monocalcium phosphate or the common food acid E338. This is how the acid attack hides in otherwise innocent-looking foods, stealing your independence one package at a time. So, what is the best replacement for that afternoon fizz, and how do you protect yourself from hidden phosphates? First, eliminate the dark colas. Instead of soda, try water infused with lemon, lime, or cucumber, or simple, low-sugar sparkling water. This gives you the refreshing fizz without the bone-leaching acid. Second, become a proactive label detective. This is where you take back control. When shopping for anything processed, soups, sauces, cereals, or dips, make it a non-negotiable rule to specifically look for the words phosphate, FOS, or E338 and put the item back on the shelf. This is a simple two-step defense plan that immediately cuts off the single biggest source of metabolic acid that is attacking your skeleton. Making this switch today saves your bones from the emergency debt collector permanently. Now for the third and perhaps most frustrating bone destroyer. This food doesn't directly leach calcium, like sodium, and it doesn't create an acid attack, like the dark colas. Instead, it works indirectly by creating a massive barrier against the single most critical nutrient your bones need, vitamin D. This food is the biggest saboteur of the sunshine vitamin, and it's something many of us use to comfort ourselves at the end of a long day. If you consume too much of this food, your vitamin D supplements and the sunlight you get become nearly useless for strengthening your bones. What is this major barrier? It is the food group known as excessive sugar and refined carbohydrates. Let's focus on how excessive sugar and refined carbs put up this barrier. When you consume too much sugar, like in processed sweets, cakes, white bread, or breakfast cereals, it floods your system and leads to insulin resistance. Insulin is supposed to help manage blood sugar, but when your cells stop responding to it, a domino effect begins. This resistance isn't just about weight or diabetes, it directly harms your bones. Insulin resistance causes chronic inflammation, and this inflammation interferes with the cells that are supposed to build new bone, essentially turning down the volume on bone repair and making your skeleton weaker over time. Oh, the problem runs even deeper than insulin resistance. When you overload your system with sugar, your body quickly burns through its reserves of a hidden hero for bone strength, magnesium. Magnesium is absolutely essential because it's the mineral that actually activates vitamin D. Think of vitamin D as a key that opens the door for calcium, and magnesium is the hand that turns the key. If you are low on magnesium, which excessive sugar consumption ensures, that key, vitamin D, doesn't work. Calcium can't get into your bones, and your expensive supplements are useless. You are essentially taking 2 steps forward with supplements, but 4 steps back with sugar, because you are depleting the very mineral required for the entire process to function. So, how do we fix this vitamin D barrier and protect our magnesium stores? First, cut the refined sugar. Say goodbye to white bread, sugary cereals, and excessive packaged sweets. This immediately stabilizes your insulin and protects your crucial magnesium reserves. Second, swap in natural bone boosters. Instead of reaching for a cookie, choose foods that are naturally high in magnesium, like almonds, pumpkin seeds, or low-sugar options like berries. Finally, embrace the Mag-D synergy. Make sure your vitamin D supplement also contains magnesium, or take them together. By fueling your body with magnesium, you ensure that the key, vitamin D, can actually turn and lock the calcium into your bones. This simple replacement strategy transforms your skeleton from weak and vulnerable back to strong and sturdy. Ooh, now you have the full picture. To protect your independence and turn the tide against bone loss, you need a simple 3-step protection plan that addresses all 3 destructive mechanisms simultaneously. Stop the tax collector, sodium. Immediately swap salty, packaged snacks for low-sodium alternatives like raw nuts and seeds. This prevents your kidneys from flushing out your hard-earned calcium. Stop the debt collector, acid. Eliminate dark colas and become a proactive label detective to avoid hidden phosphate additives in processed foods. This stops the acid attack that forces your bones to neutralize the pH. Stop the barrier, sugar. Cut the refined sugars and boost your intake of magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds. This ensures your vitamin D can actually work and lock calcium into your bones. Focusing on these 3 simple protective steps is the fastest and most effective way to strengthen your skeleton and secure your mobility today. Is it too late to rebuild? Absolutely not. Your body is incredibly resilient, and you can absolutely fight back against decades of bone loss. While you may not completely reverse severe osteoporosis overnight, dietary change can immediately slow down bone resorption, the process where your body breaks down existing bone. By removing the silent thieves we discussed today, you stop the rapid drain and maximize the strength of the bone you have right now. This is a powerful form of self-defense. Don't focus on what you've lost. Focus on the control you have gained to build a sturdy, reliable foundation that allows you to maintain your independence, travel, and keep up with your grandkids without fear. Don't let invisible food steal your independence. Today, you learned that your bone strength depends not just on what you put in, but what you keep out. The sodium tax collector, the acid debt collector, and the sugar barrier. This knowledge is your power. We care deeply about your mobility and your freedom. Now, take this simple, life-saving advice and put it into action. What is the one change you are making starting today? Are you swapping out the salty chips for almonds or trading your dark soda for fruit-infused water? Let us know in the comments below, and let's keep building that strong, sturdy foundation together.